So I've been having lots of people ask me about my guacamole recipe, and so I'm making some right now, and I finally have a way to set my phone up without it falling. So this is the mini avocados from Aldi. I got a bag, and this is 5 of them. I had one that was a little too hard. I couldn't get it like out of the skin, so I dumped them all over in here, half done pitted them, and I just started mashing them with a fork. And I don't usually start by mashing them all the way because I will have to continue mixing and such. So I'm gonna take a lime and cut it in half, and everything is according to your taste and the way that you like things. I use extra lime, extra garlic, and extra cilantro because that's how I like it, but I know that not everybody may like it that way. So far, everybody that's tried my guacamole has really liked it that way. So I'm trying to get all the juice possible out. And I'll do a whole lime first, and then I always have a second one on hand just in case. If you use like 2 large Hass avocados, or you know, like larger avocados, you can get by with less ingredients, but with that many smaller ones, it's usually a little extra. So I buy the dried cilantro from Walmart. It is really good with fresh, but I just don't have the time for the fresh. So I'm using a teaspoon of cilantro up front. And I always, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 teaspoons because I just know that's what I'm gonna want. And I always just taste it when I start getting close to the end, like right before I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. And then I use pink Himalayan salt. It's my favorite kind of salt, and it's in a grinder, so I don't really have a way to measure it, but I use quite a bit of it. And then I'll use about half a teaspoon of pepper, maybe not even the whole half a teaspoon. Like you can see there's some left. You can also tell that this whole making recipe videos is not my forte. I definitely have no idea about making a video for that. And then I used Aldi's minced garlic. I mean, you can use fresh. I've used fresh. I've used, you know, prepped. I'm putting half a teaspoon. I'm gonna go ahead and put a whole teaspoon because I like it garlicky. I usually don't measure, so that's why I'm kind of guessing. And then I use Lowry's garlic salt. And this salt has kind of a sweetness to it, but not like sugar sweet. It just kind of, to me, it adds to the garlic flavor without overdoing it. But you don't have to use that if you use salt and pepper. I just use a little bit, as you saw, like a little sprinkle. Okay. So now I'm gonna take in half and take the seeds out of this jalapeno, chop it up, and I'm gonna throw it in there. I only use half of a fresh jalapeno because the original recipe that I got my idea from only called for half of one, and I found that if I put a whole one, it is a little spicier than what I like. I like spicy stuff, but I don't really like spicy guacamole. So and I'm still using a fork to mix this because I don't like chunky guacamole. I like for it to get really smooth. Sometimes I'll put little cherub tomatoes in here. I'll have them. and put them in there. But I found that my avocados would start, and the guacamole would turn faster. So I don't use them quite as much. I will put them on top of whatever I'm eating it on. So I'm just gonna try this. See what I'm thinking. I did pretty good on my first try of measuring stuff. Okay, so I'm putting like another half teaspoon of cilantro. That is my personal taste. I'm throwing some more salt on top. I am gonna sprinkle a little more pepper. I'm not putting quite as much. And then I'm gonna put just a smidge more of the minced garlic. And I'm gonna half this lime. I usually end up using 1.5 limes, no matter what. Whether it's like a big Hass avocado or the minis, I usually just... So I'll be able to eat on this all week because I got into the avocados before they had really, like they were really just kind of ready. So, and because I'm not putting like any tomatoes or onion or anything like that in here, it'll last me for quite a bit. People always ask me about my guacamole, so I figured since I was fixing it this morning, I would give a go. Let's see here. Pretty good. So I'll be eating some in just a little bit, and I'll show you my favorite way to eat it. My food, this is my favorite way to eat my guacamole. I will actually, I love the lightly salted rice cakes with this. This is actually a Weight Watchers recipe in a book that I got. And so the little rice cakes are only 1 point. So I'll usually eat like 2 as a meal with the guacamole on top. So each rice cake with a tablespoon of guacamole on top is 4 points. So this will be 8 points, and then I'll eat some veggies with it, which are free. Vegetables are free. So 1 tablespoon, and usually I'll end up putting like maybe a half a tablespoon on with it because I just really like to make sure that it's coated and covered in the guacamole. This side definitely got more than this side. And then one of my favorite things to put on top of it is, hold on. I'm trying to be as quick as possible. So good. I'll sprinkle a smidge of my pink Himalayan salt on top. And then everything bagel seasoning, I get mine from Aldi. I'll sprinkle some of that on top, and it's so scrumptious. So I don't spill it everywhere. There you go. That's the way I love to eat my guacamole.